Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So the latest Let's Go episode 7 live stream has just wrapped up for Forza Horizon 5, and there is a lot of things to cover in today's episode. Some exciting stuff, some interesting ones too that I would love to discuss with you all. Remember, if you guys want to stay up to date with all your latest Forza Horizon 5 news and updates, make sure to like this video and to subscribe to my channel as well, as it really does help me out. But without further ado, here are 8 new things that were just revealed for Forza Horizon 5. Starting off with number 1, no demo. This is a very interesting decision by Playground Games, and I believe Microsoft had some part in this decision too. This will mark the first Horizon game ever that will not release a demo prior to launch, and the one logical reason I can think of is because we are moving towards this subscription-based service for gaming now, and with Horizon 5 being a first-party title for the Xbox, it will be available through Game Pass on day 1, and for most people who already own an Xbox, it's safe to say that majority of the players who are connected online and play multiplayer already have the subscription for the Game Pass. Now, for those who have never owned Game Pass before and specifically want to play Horizon 5, well, it will cost you $1 if you are a new member, and not only will that allow you to play Horizon 5 at launch, it will also give you a taste on what the Xbox Game Pass has to offer. That's the only reason I can think of when it comes to not releasing a demo. And for those who own an older generation Xbox like the Xbox One X, Xbox One S, or the original Xbox One, Playground Games will be releasing extra footage of Horizon 5 running on those consoles in the near future to give everyone an idea on how the game will run on their consoles. But yeah, what do you guys think about not releasing a demo for Horizon 5? It's still a hazy situation in my opinion, as some people have the Ultimate Game Pass, some have Xbox Live Gold, some may have the Game Pass but cancelled it in the past, so to rejoin it, it will cost more than $1 for them, as they aren't quote unquote new members anymore. I would have still loved to see a demo just so we could get a taste of Horizon 5 before the game actually releases. Number 2, the campaign. Now, there is a lot to digest with the campaign, but I won't go into too much detail in this particular video as I want to cover other topics as well. But looking at the campaign structure compared to Horizon 4, it is much more refined. If you have been a long-time subscriber, you probably would have heard me rant about the lack of direction Horizon 4 gave to their players, as not every player is going to know what to do next. Well, now in Horizon 5, there are accolades that the players can achieve. Now, these accolades can unlock new events or chapters, as the developers like to call it, but it's presented in a very structural manner that everyone can follow. And of course, the big thing with Horizon 5's campaign is flexibility or freedom. So traditionally, in previous Horizon games, the game kind of told us what we should do in order to unlock the next event or festival site, but with Horizon 5, we essentially decide what we want to do and unlock, and the game will now guide us in achieving that journey, which I actually find quite nice, because the developers can't possibly think one path to the Hall of Fame is tailored for everyone, so they have decided to create hundreds of different pathways to achieve the quote-unquote end of the campaign, which is by reaching the Hall of Fame. Of course, even once you do reach the Hall of Fame, that isn't essentially the end of the game, as there will be more stuff to achieve, whether it is more accolades to complete and also post-launch content too. How are you guys going to carve your campaign journey? Number 3, Expedition. So talking a little more about the campaign, Expedition is kind of like a story mission in Horizon 5 that features some cinematics along with being able to learn about the environment and Mexico as well. Now, with the gameplay we saw with the Ford Broncos driving into the storm and then discovering Ekbalam, there's really an element of storytelling with the music, voiceovers, and objectives you had to complete to gain the accolades. I don't know about you, but when I was watching the gameplay, it felt like a proper story mission that you had to complete, kind of like Halo or something. I can definitely see myself getting invested in these missions, especially if there is some sort of story progression to them, along with some cool cutscenes and cinematics. Now I know at the end of the day, this is just an open world racer, so the level of storytelling within Expedition, I would imagine, is limited in comparison to something like Halo, but it's the feel, or for a lack of better word, aura, that makes the Forza Edition experience unique. Of course, we only saw one Expedition mission, however, I would love to experience more of these for myself. Number 4, Horizon Life. Okay, so with Horizon 5, you can play the entire campaign in co-op and with up to 6 players, and you aren't forced to continue playing in a co-op once you started with your friends. It's a drop in and drop out thing, which is excellent to hear. Unfortunately though, no mention of private lobbies in Horizon 5, but from what was revealed with multiplayer and Horizon Life, it's even more advanced to how it was with Horizon 4. This time, it's becoming like an MMO, meaning you are essentially connected with everyone in Horizon 5, which is one step further with bringing everyone together compared to Horizon 4. So I actually think private lobbies could now be a thing of the past, unfortunately. Playground Games really love this idea of bringing everyone together, and it looks as though they are moving into that direction with more adjustments like this. But what do you guys think? Number 5, the 917LH returns. Right, so before I talk about the car list, Playground Games a couple of days ago on their Twitter gave us the full car list of all the Porsches that will be arriving in Horizon 5 on day 1. And one glaring car I realized that appeared in today's live stream was the 917LH, which was missing in their tweets. Now, Playground Games did say that this is a developer's build of Horizon 5, and a lot of things are of course not final, including when they took the photo in the Expedition mode and it showed the total amount of cars in the developer's build of Horizon 5, and Mike Brown specifically stated to not look too deep into those numbers. So basically, whatever that number was, everyone watching this video right now, it is not the final number of cars in Forza Horizon 5. However, because I did make a video on cars that weren't returning to Horizon 5 so far, and the 917LH was included in that video, it's safe to say that Playground Games made a mistake on their tweets for omitting the 917LH, and as of right now, the full day 1 car list has just been put up on their website, which I will now talk about, of course, with number 6, the car list. So the car list for Horizon 5 is here. I'll put a link to that list down in the description below for you all to check out. It's important to note that this actually isn't the final day 1 car list, as more cars and manufacturers will be added as they get closer to launch, hence why, once again, the final car count we saw in the Expedition gameplay is not accurate. So with that said, the final day 1 car list for Horizon 5 will continue to grow from here onwards as we get closer to launch. But I'm curious, what new cars are you excited to drive from this current day 1 list so far? Number 7, steering wheel improvements. This one is huge, especially for those who play on a wheel. From what Playground Games have demonstrated on the live stream, it really looks as if Playground Games have improved upon the wheel support for the franchise, which actually many of you have complained about as of recently, as the feeling of using a wheel in a Horizon game has never truly been top notch, even for myself with Horizon 3 and Horizon 4. No matter what settings I would set my Logitech G920 to, it just never felt quite right. Don't get me wrong, it was still drivable, but it wasn't like an Assetto Corsa or a Gran Turismo Sport or a Dirt Rally. It just didn't feel that super immersive. Sure, those games that I just mentioned are more simulation based and wheel support is certainly very prominent, but to have that gap bridged much closer now in terms of wheel support and feel is a welcome addition to the Horizon franchise. And by the looks of how the car was behaving and being controlled with no traction control and simulation steering set as well, it looked very stable, and it's an element of the game I'm eager to try out as I now have a racing rig. But one thing, if you guys didn't notice, was that the camera angle that was used was the full dash cam with no steering wheel or arms showing. Now I suspect that in Horizon 5, because we haven't seen any footage really of that specific cockpit camera angle, I think we won't be getting an increase in steering rotation. Otherwise, I'm sure Playground Games would have shown it already. And lastly, number 8, no more bugs. I'm just throwing this one for the long-time subscribers, as it looks as if Playground Games fixed the cluster for the new Chevrolet Corvette, which is definitely good to see. No more white rectangular bars or reflections on the cluster, and hopefully it's a sign of many things to come with other cars back in Horizon 4 that had glaring bugs and glitches. But I'm really happy to see Playground Games amending some of these issues. Anyways, those are 8 things that were just revealed for Forza Horizon 5. I'll review more in depth for the Let's Go episode 7 live stream tomorrow, and hopefully be able to give you more updates and information about Forza Horizon 5. Anyways, once again, if you guys did find this video interesting or helpful, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as that really does help me out. And lastly, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 5 content, make sure to subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.